If you have an accident on the farm, you could lose everything. Is it worth the risk? Stop and think safe before you start any job.
It was a Saturday morning, the 10th of October. There was a good bit of work to be done on the farm, so my son decided he'd stay home to help me. We were probably getting cattle weanlands ready for weaning, and we were doing dosing. And that morning I put on a pair of overalls and a pair of steel toe cap safety Weltons. But during the day my knee started coming out through the waterproof section on the overalls. So at dinner time, with frustration, I cut the overalls off and I left the tail just hanging on the waterproof section. We were finished early, so then I decided it was a nice fine evening, we'd pull the diet feeder out, see what changes had to be done for the coming season. We hooked up the drive shaft, the pipes, then I got up and I proceeded to turn on the PTO, see if the machine was running. At that stage I heard a knock in the back of the machine. Then I said I'd leave the tractor just ticking over, I'd hop down and we'd investigate the knock. Now, just before we hopped down, these pipes were in reverse. So I just caught them basically with the one hand and just moved them around, changed them and turned them around. And once I did this, I noticed once I had the pipes hooked up, when I went to stand back, I was caught. I was entangled in the power shaft. Now, there was no cover on the shaft. And basically, with the tail piece that was left on the overalls, it just wrapped around the shaft, stripped it, and at that stage the leg was amputated. Now, within seconds, I was thrown over, out through this area here, and my right arm hit this bar and broke the bone in the two arms, and I was left lying on the ground. It wasn't until I was on the ground that I knew the arm was broke, because I went to try to lift myself up to pull myself away from the machine. Because the leg is in it for a few hours at this stage, it just has to be eased out of the socket and then comes out. That's it. I used to like my independence, but now I'm totally reliant on my wife and the kids, more so than ever. Simple things above on the farm, changing cattle around and that, I need help at it. I just can't go out and do it on my own. So you just have to learn to cope and accept that you need help, and that's it. You don't know what's going to happen. Like, as soon as you go out the door there in the morning, you just don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen, you know? So.
Well, I'd just like to recommend this 2 hours course for any farmer. Opens your eyes to what perhaps you already know, especially the video clips, and so most of the time we think that this will never happen to us, but someday it could.
I would fully recommend this course to all farmers, but more especially to the farm family, where wives and children can also attend.
I would recommend these courses to farmers and farm families all over Northern Ireland. The content is a stark reality to the dangers on farm, and the video clips from farmers who have come through these safety events in their own circumstances is a real reminder of the dangers that farmers do face out there.
I would recommend this course to all farmers, especially those like myself who work on their own. A moment's thought can make an awful difference to people's lives, or a moment not thinking can make an awful difference to people's lives and livelihoods and families.
I would really recommend all farmers and farmers' wives, families come on this course, especially as it's held on farm and delivered by a farmer, very down to earth guy. So you haven't got anybody preaching to you, they're just telling you what you should be doing, but you might pick up enough to help save your life, save somebody else's life. So I'd recommend you come along and do it, do the course, pay attention and do it every year. I think you need to reinforce that. It's no point coming and doing it once, you need to do it every year, and what you pick up, take home, try and put it into practice.